In the name of love. Diana Ross, I am not. But I do want you to take time and listen to what we have to say in segment about the World Peace Foundation and its programs here at the site of the World Peace Village. It's December 2nd, 2012. My name is Joan, just Joan. I'm going to have a seat over here and talk to you for a bit about what our programs consist of and ask your help and support with them. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. My voice hasn't improved since the last show, and I have a little bit of a problem due to a cold. My voice is a bit deeper. Anyway, I wanted to share with you information about the chariot. But before I do that, I want to recap segments 1 and 2 of the Just Joan show. In segment 1, you were introduced to the land on which we plan to build a village, and you were invited to suspend your beliefs and structures long enough so that you could hear something new. And we were going to talk about what those new things were. In segment 2, we talked about that space being a place in the heart as well as something physical like the land. I talked to you about the various programs of the World Peace Foundation and how I came to develop those. I'll say a little bit more today about it. We're in the middle of Hanukkah, by the way, to all of our Jewish brethren and sisters. We wish you greetings and happy celebrations. Today, we're going to talk a little bit more about the visions that I've had, which brought me to develop not only the foundation, but the programs within the foundation. As you can see from this plaque that hangs above my bed, I am a truth seeker. And as I told you before, I set out on this journey many, many years ago. And what we're doing now actually started 20 years ago. The impetus or the drive behind all of this occurred in a series of, I would call, vision quests. And I mentioned in segment 2 how I lifted up my hands and face and said, "Send me to get the children. I have some ideas, but show me. I don't know who or what you are, but send me to get them. I won't give up." And I haven't. And the children have now increased to not only be little ones, but adults as well. It happened one very hot and humid day in August of 1988. I had come home from California to purchase the land on which we are planning to develop the village. And as I said, it was very hot and humid. It was like an oven. And somehow I drifted into another dimension. And in that dimension, I thought everyone around had been turned into robots, and there was something after me that was going to do the same thing. So I had to run and hide in order to prevent that from happening. I went to my neighbor's house, and my father came to get me. And as we were walking back on the heading to the house, all of a sudden, a chariot appeared. Not the kind you see in the movies, but like a little rickshaw that you see in Asian countries. And there were two very short men that were carrying it, and they had the little round caps like Jewish men wear and the Catholic clergy. I've forgotten the proper name for it, but they had that on, and one of them looked at me and said, "Don't you know that you're a queen in the heavens?" I looked totally past that because I was running for my life. My heart was pounding, and I could care less about what they had to say. And all of a sudden, just as quickly as they appeared, they were gone. I went back into the house with my father, who locked the doors to make sure that I would not leave. And I did not know that he had called relatives in New Orleans because he knew that something was wrong. When I heard them drive up and toot the horn, I figured that was it. I've been made, and they're going to make sure that I'm trapped and turned into a robot. So I fought with my father and unlocked the door and ran into the back fields and waited until I heard a voice say, "Follow the music and you'll be safe." So I listened to the music, and it was music from like the 40s, which is the time that I was born. And I started walking back, and when I got to my neighbor's home, I heard someone say, "There she is." And when I looked up, everybody was coming towards me, and the voice said to me, "If you want to save the children, you will fight this one last battle." And fight I did. I went into the group and I just literally fought. And one neighbor, whose nickname was Black, talked to me until he was finally able to convince me that I was all right. And they put a rope around my legs and feet and hands, and the sheriff's department came. I was bound with handcuffs and led away. I was hospitalized and put on medication. But I never forgot the voice that said, fight this battle one last time for the children. And I've been fighting ever since. On a second occasion, I again had a similar experience. And on the third occasion, I was, after being subjected to every conceivable kind of fear, I thought I was going to be hung, murdered, robbed, raped, poisoned. I experienced all of those things and the fear that went along with it. And when all of this was done, I was standing in what is now the office of the World Peace Foundation. And it was like the voice said, if you want everything to be okay and everyone to be okay, you will allow this snake to curl around your feet. And that was my biggest fear. And I said, you've got to be kidding, after all I've been through. I said, but if this is going to make a difference in what happens, go ahead. And I just grabbed myself and held me very tightly and said, I am love, I am love, I am love. And waited to feel the scaly creature curling around my feet. But nothing happened. I guess it was, I had to conquer my own greatest my own greatest fear. And in so doing, demonstrate my love for all of humanity. And on this holiday season, I want you to know that my love is my gift to you. I hope that you will pass that love on to others, not only during this season, but as we begin to head towards the promised land. It is time for us to move on. If the promised land for me is simply a little piece of land surrounded by water where I can be at peace because I've helped to usher in a whole new world on the planet Earth. That's a role that all of us have to play, but I will have done my part, and I can now rest because people, I have not rested since I was small, since I was in my early 20s. I've been searching for truth. And in this holiday season, I would ask that those who know truth beyond what is generally taught as to the first Christmas, come forward like the Pope. Come down, visit under the pecan tree of life, and tell the story behind the story of Christmas. We've, as a people, have grown up and deserve to know the truth. I think the little Pope that was elected after Pope John the 23rd wanted to do that and met with an untimely death. But we deserve the truth. I know much of what has happened and am willing to share, but I want it to come from those who created the story. I want to invite our Jewish friends to come forward and talk about the truth behind being the chosen people. What does that mean? And what is going on in the Middle East today? You know, people are fighting over a little strip of land called Gaza, when after we go through to the promised land, people can have whole planets. This is not our destination. It was never meant to be. It is time for our gifts to be restored and our new life to be abundant. We're talking about the fiscal cliff. People have been on the fiscal cliff since coming into, since being born, many have. We need to look at another kind of life beyond this economic system, where we can share and take care of one another. And that's what the programs of the World Peace Foundation are about. Kids with assistance from adults through the Masters of the Universe program and the Global Scholars program will develop plans for some other part of the globe where there may be a need for food and clean water and health care. I want to ask those of you who are participating in the program to get, during the holidays, get some of the clear crystal lights and put around a window or a garage door or front door to let people know that you are part of the harvest for the world, that you are a home for or a haven for Masters of the Universe to visit and seek assistance. Don't forget, get those bulbs while they're out for the holidays. The last thing, what we want to do I have here what I call a throne. Next year, at the beginning of next year, we will start with our molecule of life, and we'll be talking about many, many things, including who and what we are. And as the messenger said to me, you are a queen in the heavens. Each of you are queens and kings and princes and princesses in the heavens, and this is your throne. As we, this is just a piece of fabric. The back portion of it is a piece of vinyl. The vinyl represents, it's black. It represents the universe. The fabric can be anything that you want. You can put your initials on it. You can put sequins. You can decorate it any way that you please, as long as it's speaking to who you are. And this has a 24-inch diameter, but depending on the size of your derriere, you can make it larger or smaller. But we will be sitting on these as we go through the molecule of life. I didn't do it on this one, but I advise you to put a strap across the back, perhaps a 3 to 4 inch strap of vinyl, so that you can carry the throne with you. You can even put it on your back and you will look like the angels that all of us are. I have spent time talking to the architect that's going to be laying out the village. He's very excited to get started at the beginning of the year. We're going to need help with that. We also want to start with the Sojourner House, which is the guest home. The log cabin structure. If there's anyone out there in the audience who knows how to design a log cabin home, please contact us. We need to hear from you. I've already acquired the place settings for 12 people, for 12 visitors, including 12 gumbo bowls. So we're gearing up. The master plan that the architect develops will include not only the drawings, but a model of what the village is going to look like. And you will then have a better vision of what that is. I think that's going to conclude our show. We are very happy to be with you during this holiday season. I have waited a long time, and to have this happen, and I want you to be a part of it. Let us hear from you. There's a telephone number and an email address. Visit us on the website. I feel like I'm a voice in the wilderness at this time, and have been for many years. So it's your time to be a part of the move to the promised land. I want to ask that, again, that our Catholic clergy, the head of the Catholic clergy, let us hear from them, that our Jewish friends, that our Muslim friends, that our Hindu, all people, let us hear from you, and let us hope that you will be able to support us. As I mentioned in segment 2, I have contributed at least $40,000 over the past 20 years to the development of the programs of the World Peace Foundation. Just keeping the phones on cost over half of that. And now I'm asking you to match that amount. Please help us. I'm not able to bring the architect on unless we have monies to get him started. So please contribute. And have a happy holiday.